Tech News here brought to you by Nerds in a Flash. I want to run through a few headlines here as we wrap up the show.
Yes.
Is Apple credit card sexist? We talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Right.
Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak is among the critics claiming that Apple's fancy new credit card uses a biased algorithm to offer women lower credit lines than men with comparable financial histories. Apple's banking partner Goldman Sachs defends the card, but both companies are now on blast across social media. There's a lot of critics out there in the Twitterverse on this one. Also in the news, the airport fitness industry is taking off. The airport fitness industry, he said on the radio. Airport fitness centers, which are common across Asia, are finally landing in the United States. One airport fitness startup called Roam offers $25 day passes and $30 monthly passes for fitness-minded flyers. And airports in San Francisco, Denver, Los Angeles, Baltimore, D.C., and I'm sure the ABIA will be next, basically boasting their fitness options, including yoga rooms, gymnasiums, even Zumba classes at the airport.
So you got a long layover, you can go get a workout.
Or get a workout in before you leave.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then stink on the plane.
Absolutely.
All right, well, cool.
Consider the singles mingled. Yesterday, Alibaba sold $38.4 billion worth of stuff on its annual Singles Day e-commerce palooza.
Good Lord.
Topping last year's mark of $30 billion. This year, the sale cracked $1 billion in 68 seconds.
They're going to keep the doors
seconds.
open.
Apparently over there in these Asian countries, they have a Singles Day where you're encouraged to go out and buy yourself something.
Just go indulge.
Kind of like a Valentine's Day, buying somebody else something.
Right.
You buy yourself something.
Right.
This is a pretty interesting thing.
Just go indulge.
$38 billion.
That's
$38 billion in just one day.
Extraordinary, man.
Now, also in tech news, Amazon is launching its first grocery store. The e-commerce giant said it'll roll out this concept in Los Angeles next year. Amazon already owns Whole Foods and operates Amazon Go convenience stores. But the latest plans signal Amazon's ambitions to conquer all grocery aisles, not just those organic and on-the-go foods. They're looking to take down the H-E-Bs of the world.
Yeah. They will have their hand in just about every aspect of everything someday.
So they own us all.
But you know what?
They're the acme of the cartoon.
They are. They will make the anvils that the Roadrunner or that the Coyote drops on the Roadrunner eventually. But you know what? They do it well. And God, I saw an Amazon delivery truck in our neighborhood on Sunday at 8 a.m. It's just become such a fixture already in our neighborhoods around the country, I guess. Any day, any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife actually knows the UPS and the Amazon delivery guy in our neighborhood.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Does that bother you a little bit?
No.
Okay.
Hey,
all right.
As long as they pay a bill, I don't care.
Whatever keeps her happy.
Check this out. Whether you're talking about allegations flung by politicians that certain reports are fake news or actual sites and social media accounts that amplify inaccurate news, fake news has become a regular part of our public vocabulary in 2019. But do we really know what fake news is? Do we know how to identify it?
I do.
Well, now we have a University of Texas study that says, no, you don't know. You have no clue as to what is fake news in social media. You don't even know how to pick up on it. That's what the study says. UT Austin researchers from the Macomb School of Business, they did a study. Lead author Patricia Morsavic, she's an assistant professor of information. She says fake news on social media, people just believe what they want to believe, even if it makes no sense at all.
If you're not thinking very much about it, and that's the thing about social media is we're in this hedonic mindset where we're passively pursuing entertainment. We're not even actively pursuing it. We're really just avoiding doing other things. We're avoiding talking to someone else. We're avoiding work. And so when we're on social media, we're just in this hedonic mindset where we're really not thinking very critically.
Yeah, not thinking critically. The researchers also said that they observed the same effects regardless of what political party this test subjects were part of. Here's a quote. People's self-reported identity as Democrat or Republican did not influence their ability to detect fake news. That's what the lead author says. She's an assistant professor of information, risk and operations management at UT. And it did determine how skeptical they were about news and what's not. In a release from the university, sums up their findings in one sentence. You can't trust yourself to discern what is true and what is not true on Facebook. You don't know. Here she is again.
And so when you see these headlines, when you're on social media, you see these headlines and you don't actually critically consider the veracity of them. You pretty much just accept it or don't based on your own belief system and then move on. And that's what makes social media such a difficult place for us to consume news, because clearly these headlines weren't obvious in the first place. But then when we add in the difficulty of being in a hedonic mindset, it makes it clear that it's that much harder for us to actually detect fake news, combined with the fact that we all think that we're great at it, which we're not.
Yeah, and we're not great at it. Yeah.
No, I generally I just
no. Hang on a second. Don't go any further. Go ahead. Get it out. You had a trouble with her voice.
Oh, I did.
Well, let's hear it. You're making faces as she's talking.
Well, it was very.
What?
Man, you know me.
And so when you see these, but then when we add in the difficulty of being in a hedonic mindset, it makes it clear that it's that much harder for us to actually detect fake news, combined with the fact that we all think that we're great at it.
What's
great at it.
What's the deal?
What is that? What is that? I don't know. I think it's called creaking or something like that.
Makes her sound smart.
Does it?
Yeah, that's a Kardashian thing. There's actually anthropologists have studied that kind of thing.
It's like
it makes them sound. They think it makes them sound smarter.
Oh my God!
The thing that bothers me is when young people start rattling off a list of things and this and that.
Yeah. But it's that creaking at the end, whatever that is. It's like they just run out of air, but they keep trying to keep talking.
Yeah, no. I get you.
Anyway,
people should stop talking like that
distracting.
because it distracted you from what her biggest research project. You were distracted from it based on her voice.
Listen, if she was in my office and I was going to hire her for something, I would have a problem with that, because it does not make you sound smarter. But regarding what she was talking about, I have a policy that if it is on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and it's I'm not going to read it if it's a news story or supposed to be. But even on websites, when you see the headline that says "This picture will shock you,"
people don't get it. Headlines are written so that you will click on it.
Yes, it's just
how many
clickbait.
times have you clicked on it and you just didn't get the story you thought you were going to get?
Usually is not.
Yeah. So you got to stop clicking. The media is going to continue giving you those kind of headlines and stories because you keep clicking.
You do keep clicking.
And when you keep clicking, it adds to the algorithm that says that's what you want because you clicked on it.
This new tank that the Army is using now, and they'll have something that looks it's out of Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
You click on it and it's something complete. It's just use your head. Use your head.
Listen, we're getting some breaking news here. This is via the Supreme Court. Apparently, they will allow Sandy Hook families in the case against Remington Arms to proceed, suing the gun manufacturer. This story's just now breaking. The U.S. Supreme Court has denied Remington's bid to block a lawsuit filed by the families of the victims of Sandy Hook school victims. The families say Remington should be held liable as they are the maker of this certain AR-15 styled rifle that was used in the 2012 killings. That's what the story says.
Come on.
Yeah, the court opted not to hear the gun maker's appeal in a decision that was announced early this morning.
Ridiculous.
The justices did not include any comment about the case. There you go. So I guess they're going to move forward.
We lost our minds, man.
Well,
ridiculous.
I got you.
Unless Remington develop legs that work on those guns that make them walk.
Yeah.
And shoot themselves. I can't believe that this is being allowed. I don't think they'll win.
Well, the person that should face a lawsuit, she's dead. That's Mama, who left the gun safe open for this Adam Lanza to get the guns.
Yeah, right. So
you knew your son was on drugs. You knew your son was going to therapy, and you left the gun safe open for him?
Yeah, right. You're going to sue the air that the bullet flew through? You're going to sue air?
Listen, Mark and Melinda, they're coming up next at 10, Rush at 11, and you can follow us in the world of social media. You can follow me on all platforms at Todd Jeffries.
Don Pryor at Don Pryor Radio.
The Todd and Don Show.
Let me ask